Today is we're a little unorganized because it's a holiday. So get off my case. But we're here and very excited to be here. Oh, daggone it. I knew that was going to happen.
What?
No, it's okay. It's fine. I have to, okay. So there's a little complication, but it's not going to affect the show at all. We've got a lot of stuff to cover today. But first of all, we have to say Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We are people that are not afraid to say Happy Thanksgiving. You know, I mean, we're proud to be here and very thankful that we are here. I don't remember what I was going to do. I don't remember why I was doing this.
But what did we not eat today that most people eat?
We didn't eat turkey.
We didn't eat turkey.
And that's Saturday. She bought a beautiful turkey that will be put into you'll be putting it in the oven early Saturday morning. Yeah, like I said,
and I got
very
a ham
disheveled.
too.
To celebrate Thanksgiving, we're going to do a bunch of giveaways.
Yes.
Well, a couple giveaways, maybe more than two. I don't know. We'll have to see. We've got a bunch of fun segments today. Rate My Tank, we're doing 3.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. And I can't wait because I haven't seen them all.
We realized last week was a problem. Doing the ratings prior to the stream might be a little bit more organized, but I didn't like that. So we're going to actually rate these on the fly. I have watched them each one for like 10 seconds because I just needed to make sure that the video and all of that was okay. And once I knew everything was all good, then I put it into the queue and we're good to go. So we're going to be kind of reacting to them and rating them right here with you. And you can certainly put your ratings down in there too. We're going to get into a little bit of fish tank tomfoolery, internet tomfoolery. I got a couple examples of that, things that really bother me in the world of...
You do have one.
I do. I have 3.
Oh, I haven't seen those either. This is going to be just as much of a surprise for me as everybody else.
I feel like that's important. I think it's important that it's be a natural, organic reaction. I think that's absolutely critical. Doing a fish profile. Again, she is going to be doing a profile on something you've never heard of. It's very rare.
And it's not a fish.
It's very difficult to find. And, if you have them...
And very hard to breed.
Yeah, you're very lucky to have them.
Yeah.
Not very many people have them. Be looking forward to that. I have to keep looking over here because my mind is so... I was on the lawnmower all day. Yeah, I spent Thanksgiving on the lawnmower. Not all day, but... doing leaves, and then as soon as I was done, a huge rainstorm came through and covered the entire property in leaves again. Yay.
Well, I feel like Zen is like, oh, this is like deja vu.
Why?
Because I told her how you set me up today.
Oh.
He's out there on the lawnmower, mowing the lawn on Thanksgiving for, at least a couple hours. Neighbors, everybody's driving by, probably feeling sorry for him. Oh, his wife doesn't cook him any food. He's poor guy. We should take him some food over, and setting me up.
That was not my intention. The leaves are a problem. I needed to get them worked on. I wasn't cutting the grass, but I suppose I was, but it was really all about the leaves. We're going to do a creator shout out today, a special one today.
Yeah. And we have thank yous.
Thank yous, and we have giveaways. And then this is not the order that we're doing them, by the way. Or is it? It might be. But then we're going to answer the true or false question that you see there at the top of your chat. Doesn't matter if you're on mobile or on desktop. You'll see it right there. The true or false question, let me read it exactly how I have it on here. Plecos will eat fish poop from the bottom of the tank. 118 votes so far. I don't know if you can see the results live as they're happening. I think only we can see those. So keep you on the edge of your seat until we reveal.
I don't see it on there.
Well, you already voted, didn't you?
I did.
Yep. So that's why. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we are going to get into a little bit of John's world and Lisa's world. No spoilers. That's all I'm going to say about today's John's world. I'm going to be talking about a television show, but I'm not going to spoil anything. I promise.
I forgot about.
Because this one might watch it.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yep. Well, I mean, listen, John's world today is going to be all about the penguin. I promise I will not
move along.
Do any spoilers.
It's not John's world yet.
We got a Lisa's world too, and then of course, if we don't get to super chats throughout the stream, we will make sure we shout out those super chats at the end of the episode. If we're not able to get to them, I need to get back here. I got myself all messed up. I was signed on 2 different accounts, and that's not smart. I honestly don't know why that's doing that. Let me see something here.
I think somebody's being silly in chat.
Okay. Who is that?
And I feel bad for Zen because she answered them. Plant time. I think that might be Doug. Doug.
Okay. I'm glad if that is Doug, our Doug. Are you talking about our Doug?
Yeah.
Doug.
I don't know any other Doug.
So listen, how could I possibly forget? The most important thing for us to update you on here today before we get into everything.
I like that bald guy the most. He can be funny sometimes.
We are doing a humongous sale on the website because of course we are. It's going to be Black Friday tomorrow, but guess what? We are starting our Black Friday sale. We started it 7 minutes ago when we started this stream. We decided we're not going to wait for Black Friday. We want to reward all of you that are watching this. Here's what we're doing. 15, right? Did I get it right? No, I didn't get it right. 20% off plants and snails, and 15% off everything else. And that is through tomorrow. You do not need to put in any special codes, nothing. It's automatic until tomorrow night at midnight. But we're not stopping the sales for the weekend. We're going to let you keep saving money over the weekend. That sounded weird. We're going to save you money over the weekend, but it's going to drop down to 10% off everything off the website. We'll be starting tomorrow at midnight. Well, technically it's Saturday at midnight. I don't really know how that works.
Midnight,
but
tomorrow night.
Midnight on Saturday, it'll go to 10%. So if you want to save the absolute most possible money, you want to do that tomorrow. So get on there. Like I said, no codes, nothing. Just go on there, save a bunch of money.
But what happens if you're a member?
You can put in your code that you got in the community post on the first of the month and get an additional 5%. Come on now. I mean, it's like we're giving stuff to you for free. It's ridiculous.
Pretty much.
Probably going to regret that for every member order that comes. I won't. I'm just joking. I have finally figured out the giveaway situation here, I think. Still not 100%, but I think I got it right here.
What?
And that is exciting. So.
Oh, you know how to do it now.
Well, I think I do. So we'll have to see how it goes. But forget about all of that. We don't want to get too far behind. Let's get into our first.
No, we didn't tell everybody what we're giving away.
We'll tell them. What you waiting on me for?
We have.
Ain't my show.
What? 2 things for sure we're giving away tonight, unless one of us feels extra friendly and want to give something else. The first thing, Cichlid donated the new Ultra Zero to give away.
I don't even have one of those yet.
No, there's a specific name for it. The Ultra Zero.
I want to say it's like 9,000. Ultra Zero 9,000, something like that.
And its value is like $200 and something. So it's a really good product anyway, because I use an Ultra Zero, the regular one, all the time. That's how I do my water changes in my snail tanks. And it is the best thing ever. So yeah, we're donating that, or they're donating that for the giveaway. They're going to ship it from their facility in the U.S. They'll drop ship it and send it straight to the winner.
Which is awesome.
It really is. And then we have Northfin Fish Food to give away. And what we decided to do is whoever the winner is, they can choose what they want and not, we're not going to just say it's this and this only and that's what you win. You decide what you want if you win based on what fish you have. And it can be up to 3 bags of fish food.
Jeez.
Yep. I feel generous. It's Thanksgiving.
Good for you. I would have just done one. So it shows who the nice one is in this couple. Odin Aquatics, happy Thanksgiving, you beautiful people. Happy Thanksgiving right back to you, my friend. Let's get into, we don't have a transition for it, so we just got to play the generic one. We're going to do some Rate My Tank. I just realized the audio was weird on that. It sounded very, but we're on a new computer out here. Not a new computer, but, and I think it just sounds different when we are on this. So the first one, I am not going to be afraid to say who these people are.
Oh.
I don't think it's something that needs to be kept a secret, does it?
I mean, if somebody said specifically, don't say who it is, then you wouldn't do it, right? Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you send in your tanks to be rated as part of the Rate My Tank segments on this show, you understand that I'm going to be sending, or I'm going to be saying your name. Now, listen, something's got me thrown here. This looks awfully familiar to me. Isn't that somebody that used to be around a lot and kind of disappeared, but now is back? Or
yeah.
Or were they always here?
Yep.
Always?
Yeah, they've been around.
Okay, I thought they disappeared for a while. Again, shows how much I pay attention. The first one comes from Brian Carson, and I need to pull this up so that I can see.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, that's perfect. Brian, don't worry. We're not going to be mean. So,
pity.
Now, I do want to mention there's a couple of the submissions that were put in today that the person who sent the videos did an amazing job. They put music over it and everything. It was great, but I don't have rights to that music, so I had to turn the music off.
That looks so pretty.
It is.
I like that piece of driftwood too.
I like the fact that the piece of driftwood is sideways.
Yeah.
Because so many people, including me, would make it go straight up and down.
I like that.
What I'm wondering is...
And a little cave to go underneath, the little quarries.
Brian, you can answer this since you're in the chat. The piece that extends over, was that there when you bought it like that? Or did you add that? Because if you added that, it's pretty genius.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that a lot. We've got a mixture of
it looks like
live plants and fake plants, including out of the tank plants.
Are those, I couldn't tell, are they pothos or are they philodendrons? I thought it looked like a philodendron.
I tell you what I have to do here. I neglected to do because I'm a stupid person. I forgot to write down all of the equipment and all that stuff, but I'm going to look it up right now.
Oh.
So that here it is. So Brian listed here, the filtration is an AquaClear 110, like that. Sun canister 302. 2 stone bubblers. We call them air stones, Brian. The heater is an Aqueon Pro 300 submersible. And then for the fish, we've got opaline, gouramis, neon tetras, glow tetras. Boo. But still good. It's okay.
Oh.
Black mollies, Mickey platies, upside down catfish, cory cats, and albino pleco. The light is a cheap LED bar, not sure the make or model. So there you go. The light looks fine to me. I mean, I don't see, I don't see the light being a problem. In fact, I think the light looks awfully nice. Brian, what you did not include was the size of the tank.
Oh.
We've got, I mean, because listen.
Is that like a 20 maybe?
I'm looking at it
maybe
and I'm like,
30?
I think it's a 20 gallon. And my dude's got an AquaClear 110 and a Sun 302. Like, that's the most filtered 20 gallon tank I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Is it a 40 breeder? Doesn't look like it. If that's a 40 breeder, that's the biggest piece of driftwood I've ever seen in an aquarium. So yeah, Brian, if you don't mind letting us know what the gallon, 100 gallon. Oh,
what?
Wait a second. Are y'all looking at the same tank I'm looking at? That does not look like I'm not calling you a liar, Brian, but that doesn't look like 100 gallon. Maybe it is.
It could be.
It could be the camera playing tricks. I don't know.
Because it does look like it's wide, like
deep. Yeah.
Yeah. Deep.
I think that it's just because the camera is up so close, it's just giving it the illusion that it's. Yeah, that's okay. That's a surprise to me. So, for a 100 gallon tank, you've got the right filtration on that. So, love the fish, love the decor. I love that it's the mixture of live plants and fake plants.
I like how the colors kind of go together too, because the like little glow plant goes with the glow fish. So it kind of pops it out a little bit. I like that. I think it looks really nice.
One of the things I will say, like I'm looking over at the Java fern and I'm like, is that fake or is that real? Sometimes you don't know. Like up there in the front corner looks like a Java fern to me. But would you plant a Java fern? Most people wouldn't. So
I have.
I know you have, but so yeah, that might be fake. It doesn't matter. We need to score this.
I think it might be.
We need to score this with 4 different categories. We're going to rate the equipment, the aquascape, the fish, and the overall presentation. Listen, y'all can put in your own scores if you want. You're not going to hurt Brian's feelings. He's a big boy. First is equipment. So
it's real.
Okay. So we've got an AquaClear 110 and a Sun. I've heard a lot of things about Suns. Most people that say things about Suns, they say good things. I don't have any experience with them, so I'm not gonna ding you for that. That's a lot of filtration for a 100 gallon, so good on you there. So we got 2 good filters, a couple of air stones strategically placed so that it looks nice. I like that. It
looks really good. I like how the air stones are placed.
I don't have a problem with the Aqueon 300 heater. I've used many of those myself, the 300 watt heaters.
We got to write down the scores.
Oh no, we just put them in with the keyboard right here. We're very sophisticated in this live stream. So, for the equipment, old style AC 110. We don't know the light. The light is probably not it looks good, so I can't really knock the light. I like the filtration. I like the heater.
It's lighting the tank beautifully.
I mean, the tank looks really good. I'm going to give the equipment a 7. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm giving it a 7.
Well, I actually was thinking.
I don't know why when you have the.
What did you do?
The Stream Deck too close to the mouse, you accidentally hit buttons and you show Henry Cavill. I'm glad I didn't have any inappropriate stuff up there.
Can you put 8 down for me?
8. Explain yourself, lady. 8.
I really like. I like the amount of filtration he has. I think it's appropriate. I think the lights make that tank look really good and pop. So I like the lights. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I can't argue with it.
I don't see a sun
7,
filter,
8.
so it's all good.
7 or 8. I think it's right around there. I mean, listen, to get a 10 for equipment, you got to be, like, I don't know. I can't say because that wouldn't be fair. But
yeah, let's not.
There is a way to get a 10 for equipment. It doesn't mean that it's our favorites. It's just, the aquascape. We cannot give a 10 when there's fake plants in there. We just that would be unethical for us to do that. But I do like the simplicity of it. I'm a simple tank guy. A stack of rocks and I'm thrilled. I love that piece of driftwood. I like the extension on that piece of driftwood. I hope that's not one big piece. I hope Brian added that extra piece on there. He may have said something about it. I don't know, but I like that. I like that look a lot. I like the combination of the fake plants and the real plants. The ones that are real are the right ones. It looks like some Rotala, maybe baby tears. I can't really tell. Some Java ferns, Anubias. I mean, you picked winners when it comes to the live plants. I think you did well here. I do have to, ding you a little bit for the fake plants in there. I'm not mad at you about it, but I'm going to stick with a 7. I'm going with a 7 on the Aquascape too.
I didn't even realize that until I looked at chat, but that's a peace lily with the roots in the tank. Okay, because I couldn't tell, the leaves. But all right, that makes sense. Well, I like it. I like, if I were to walk into your house and see this tank, I would be like, wow, that's so pretty. I like it a lot. Because there are fake plants, it is kind of hard to give you that high, number for escape. I do like the way it looks, how some of the rocks are just thrown around here and there and, everything. But I would go with a 6.
Oh, okay.
I do like it, though. It's just that
6 is above average. That's not something you need to apologize for. I think you did well there. The fish. I didn't mean to cut you off, though. Please, if you want to continue. Fine. I don't want to be that guy. People get mad at me all the time. The fish. I love the assortment of fish. I'm not going to ding you for having a glowfish in there. I was just giving you a hard time when I read off the list. I like the assortment. I do think there's something missing, though.
A few more cory cats.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Because a single I don't know. I could be wrong.
We don't know how many there are. They could be in that tunnel there. We don't know how many are in there. Oh. And don't look at the chat, because if he tells you, that might sway your score. But listen, y'all, if you don't have 6 cory cats minimum in your tank, don't send it in to Lisa, because she's going to give you a bad score because of it, like you did last week.
It's just making them happy.
I understand. But there's one thing that's missing, Brian. And it's because the reason why I say it's missing is because that's a big tank. 100-gallon tank. What we're missing is something that makes the big, bold statement. Yeah, that opaline is, do people call them opalines? I've always called them opaline. I could be saying it wrong, and you know what? Just like saying beta, I don't care if I'm saying it wrong. The opaline's going to get a little bit bigger than that, but they're not going to be massive. I think you're missing a big fish, like a Midas cichlid. No, it's a joke. Don't. I'm just joking. But I do think a couple of good-sized angelfish in there would look good. Something big. You've got such a beautiful aquascape, and then a bunch of really little fish, and there's a lot of open space in that tank. If your tank, like when that, whatever it is in the back, if it's Rotala or something like that, when that fills out and you've got this wall in the back of plant, along with the roots coming down from the whatever you said it was, then it might be different. But peace lily. But with it having so much open space, which I'm a fan of, we're missing big fish. But I love the selection of fish. I am a fan of that. 100-gallon, you should have a lot more in there. I'm going hard on you here, Brian. I'm gonna go 6 on the fish. I love the selection, but I think we need something in there that can create a little bit more of a statement.
Well, okay. As far as the fish goes, I would say, because I did look, he said he had 3. So yeah,
that's better.
I would rather you have more, and I think he's going to get more. And I do agree with getting more fish, and this might actually surprise some people, but because you already have glowfish in there, and you have all these little fish and stuff, I would say just get more of what you already have, even more glowfish.
That's a good point.
Just get more of what you already have. I'm not somebody who likes to say, Glowfish are the best thing in the world, but as far as this tank goes, I think they would look really great in there.
They would go with the color scheme of the tank. So yeah, I agree. I like that. Overall presentation. Now, I got a couple of dings here for you, Brian. Just a couple.
I didn't give a number.
Oh, good grief, you didn't. What a jerk. Go ahead.
Because of the Cory cats.
Here we go again.
I'm going to give you a 7.
Ooh. Man, she's treating you real good tonight, Brian. But I don't disagree. I mean, I think this, I was wrestling with 6 or 7, so yeah, good on you for that. Overall presentation, I have a lot of highlights, and I have a couple of points that I have to ding you for. The first ding, maybe this will be corrected when the plants grow in and all of that. I am not a fan of not having a background on the tank.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean,
that screams to me black.
Of course, yeah. There are people, and they would be right, that would argue that it'll close it in a little bit if you put a black background in there. But listen, if your aquarium background isn't black, you're not doing it right, because it's the perfect background for every aquarium. Blue is acceptable, but black is what we all want. I don't like seeing the cords and the hose, and I'm not a fan of that. So I have to ding you there. But I love the driftwood. When that Anubias really matures, and it's Nana Petite Cophifolia, it's not going to get huge, but it will spread out a little bit there, grow a little bit. I like that. I don't know what this is in the front corner of the driftwood. I like it, but Anubias, those style of Anubias are not going to get that huge. That's not a crypt. That's another Anubias, and I don't know what it is, and it's driving me crazy. Brian, if you could tell us, I would appreciate that. The Anubias that is closest to the little tunnel on the little point of the driftwood, I'd like to know what that is. But those aren't plants that are gonna like completely cover that driftwood, but I still like it. I like it a lot. Maybe add a little bit of moss to the driftwood to make it not quite so pretty. The driftwood's almost too perfect looking, almost making it look like it's fake. You could dirty it up with some moss and stuff like that. But overall, I think it's really nice. This is a very pleasant tank to look at.
I think it is.
I think you did a really good job. I like it a lot. I love the built-in tunnel for the Corys. Or did he say you had a Pleco in here?
I thought.
Yep, an albino Pleco. And then the tunnel underneath the driftwood. You did a good job. This looks really good. 6.5.
Really?
Yep. The background really is killing me, Brian. I'm sorry. The lack of a background is, I'm sorry.
I feel like when we're talking about scapes, and the overall being a 10 would be something like what George Farmer would do, or
Jeff Miyake
or somebody, like those tanks that it takes a long time to really scape and like that kind of thing. It makes me feel okay saying that this tank is beautiful and not feel bad by saying it's a 6 overall. And I think so many people's tanks are 6 or 5s, If you're not like somebody who does aquascaping all the time, you're a fish keeper and you want your fish tank to look pretty when your friends come over or your family. It's beautiful.
You did a good job, Brian. It looks really good. And I'm not going to sit here and total up the scores because last time we already had all that figured out. Not going to do that here because I don't want to be here all night, and neither do you. But whenever Lisa does a segment where I'm not talking, I will total up all of these and give everybody the final scores. So good job, Brian. I like that a lot. Yes. Brian Carson, well done.
Yes.
Not
Very
perfect,
good.
but no tank is. And proud of you.
Nice.
Looks good. Get some more fish and maybe get something a little bit bigger. Now, I don't know how to say that. Zeuslea.
Zeusla. I
Zeuslea?
always, when I see it, I say Zeusla.
It's a familiar name, though, isn't it? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like we have seen this.
Yeah, she's in
here?
as Zeusla all the time. I
Perfect.
don't know if she's in here now, but I see her all the time.
I saw this one.
Oh.
The second I saw it, I said, oh, that's getting good scores. I did.
Oh.
That one is that's a banger there. D. I'm going to call you D because it says D. Zeusla? Zeusla? D. I'm calling you D.
D.
I need to find the email now. The reason why we're doing so many of these is because
so pretty.
we got so many, here it is, so many submissions after last week's episode. So thank you all for that. We got like 12, but we're only doing 3 of them here today. First experiment with the planted tank. Fish are nothing extraordinary. Platies, 3 yo-yo, and a couple of unseen ottos. And snails. Too many snails. No such thing.
I don't see it.
I remove the yo-yos eat some. Oh, the snails. I remove them regularly. Move to a 5-gallon, thinking of eventually getting a pea puffer. Anyway, okay. So what we didn't get here from D.
Oh, that's so pretty. We
didn't get any information on equipment. I see a sponge filter hiding in the back corner there. There is a fluval filter, I believe, of some kind. Got to wait for it to get back around the corner. Isn't it sitting on the floor?
Yeah, I think on the right.
So, yeah, it's going to take us a bit to get to the equipment part of this. But
that is just so pretty.
it is.
Look at those fish. Those fish, I know she said they're not, what was the way she put it? Fish are nothing
extraordinary. I disagree.
That looks, I mean, I don't know what other fish you could put in there to make it look as good as it does. They're just, that color, it just pops.
I love the fish. I don't
too.
think, I do think platies are extraordinary, especially when they're bright red platies. I mean, they're orange, but you know what I mean. Bright red that contrasts so perfectly with the green and the black. Okay, no, that's a marine land, isn't it? I need to go look at mine. I got both. Or is that the fluval? That's the fluval. Somebody tell me in the chat. I believe that is a fluval. We got a lot of plants on top.
I love them.
Those are real.
Oh, duh.
You can see all the roots hanging down in the back. We got a lot of what looks to be wisteria. Wisteria water sprite look very similar. Some swords in the back. Some probably dwarf sage in the front. I love the selection of plants.
Me too.
I love how that wisteria is kind of off to the right. I'm going to call it wisteria because it looks like wisteria to me. And then you've got the swords and looks like a couple of crypts. I don't know what's in the back there by the sponge filter. Nice job hiding the sponge filter. Sponge filters are ugly. So you did a good job with that.
Oh, yeah, because I wouldn't have even realized it.
That, you're getting some good scores, D, because that's really good. Even
the substrate,
the fact
looks so good.
I was just about to say this. You put white pebbles only on one side.
I love that.
Of the black substrate or the planted tank substrate. It's beautiful. You did a really, really good job here. I don't know if that's a fluval or a marine. That's a fluval. Or is it a marine land?
John.
It doesn't matter. They're both good canisters. They're both good. And I don't see anybody correcting me on it or anything. But from an equipment standpoint, I don't know what kind of light that is, but it looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's got something that's elevating it up off of the tank, which I like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a Phoenix? I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The light looks really good. Obviously, it's doing good because the plants are doing really good in there. You know, can't give you a 10 when you got an ugly sponge filter in the corner. And listen,
I think it fits the tank, though.
It does. People are going to think I'm picking on Corey here. It's not. I would have said this about any sponge filter. I mean, so don't go there, anybody. But the fact that it is green does make it blend in with the plants. That's good. I don't know what size the tank is either. It's probably a 250.
Sorry. Oh,
What
that's
is it?
funny.
It looks like maybe a 60 breeder. I don't know what size tank that is.
Look at the size of the fish and kind of guess. Now you're going to say, I don't know. That could be a fluval. I don't know.
I don't know which one it is. And somebody said fluval. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was fluval, but then I also thought maybe it could be marine land. But you got a really nice canister filter in there. You got an ugly sponge filter in there. I like the light being lifted up off of it. I think that's genius. Mm-hmm. Love the substrate, which that is equipment. Mm-hmm. Substrate is equipment as much as it is.
I would go with Escape.
Okay, but fine, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what we have in the way of a heater, but listen, we could not be rating a tank and I'd be like, oh, I don't like that heater, so I'm going to give you a 1. That's heaters are heaters. If the water's warm, so what? But this deserves a solid 7 for equipment.
Equipment?
Yep. Easily.
I don't know what the equipment is, so it's hard for me to score, but I think the light is great because it's making it look really good. Obviously, whatever filtration is being used, it's working. The plants are thriving. Everything looks really good. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a 7-2.
Good. Seeing eye to eye on this one. You're looking real good right now, Dee. Now the aquascape.
Oh.
So here's the thing. Don't take this the wrong way. Don't. This is basically a big piece of driftwood with a bunch of very well strategically planted plants. It's not an elaborate aquascape. It's very simple, and you know what? That's my favorite kind of aquascape. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing I have going on in my 20-gallon in my bathroom. I love that. I love something simple and then just a big bush of plants. Jeff Miyake's one of my favorite people on planet Earth. I adore George Farmer. I love looking at intricate, ridiculous aquascapes at the contests and stuff like that. I love it.
Right.
But this is more my speed right here.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's because anybody can do that. No offense, Dee, but anybody's capable of doing that. You don't have to be an artist to do that.
No, I think some people would struggle to just do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think that was planned very well.
It is. I completely agree. I'm doing nothing but giving it praise. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to be an artist to create something like that. I created something similar, and I'm a dummy. You're not a dummy, Dee. You're obviously very smart. That might be multiple pieces of driftwood together, and I could be a total idiot right now. But
probably is.
I absolutely love it. I'm trying to make you understand that. Even though I'm saying that's something that really anybody could do, I love it. And if you disagree, you can reflect that in your score. People are going to absolutely hate me for this because I'm giving it an 8.
There's
and I
nothing
think there's
wrong with that. I mean, a 10 would be like,
What I'm saying is, they're going to hate me for giving this an 8, and Brian got a 7 from me.
What are you trying to say? That's
this
rude.
just worked. Now, Brian's tank looked good too. They all look really good. I mean, we haven't seen one yet that we hated. We wouldn't do this if we hated it. Mm-mm. But, and if you send me a tank and you never see it on the show, might be why. But don't be offended.
No, there's a lot of people that are sending stuff in, so
yeah,
it just might not be right away.
But I love the aquascape. As simple as it is, it looks very complicated because of all of the twists and turns and because of the plants. So bravo. I think that's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me
Here we
explain
go.
myself again. To me, a 10 is somebody who's done scaping a
Jeff
professional.
Miyake, George,
A
Jen Williams.
professional, yeah. And to me, that's who I would give a 10 to.
I agree.
Even a 9.5, because not everybody can be a 10. But I would say I feel good about giving it 8.5.
Nicely done. D, look at you. You have something to be thankful for, getting some good scores here. And listen, you deserve it. This looks really, really good, the fish.
10. I love it. I love how I love all those fish. 10.
Now, I wasn't going to go quite so far, but I absolutely love it too. Now, I am someone that's coming at this. One of her favorite fish is guppies and goldfish. And so we're both people that appreciate a bold statement when it comes to fish.
That is awesome.
I got a massive tank with nothing but yellow labs in it. I mean, I'm kind of known for that now. I love that. I love simplicity. I love platies. I love the red platies. I think that's amazing. The yo-yos keep coming out and saying what's up. They're amazing. I think it's perfect. I mean, well, I can't say it's perfect because you say it's perfect because you gave it a 10, but at the end of the day, it is still platies. It's nothing extravagant, but I absolutely love the fish, and I think they're perfect in that tank. The contrast, the light makes them pop. I think the fish are great. I love the yo-yo loaches. I'm going 8.5 on the fish.
Okay.
We're being D. You're getting hooked up today because it's absolutely but it's deserved. Absolutely deserved. Overall presentation. You go first since you jumped in and went first last time.
Overall presentation, and this doesn't mean I'm saying that the scape is this number. It's everything, because
that's what overall means.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna say a 9.
Oof. I think we have a leader in the clubhouse today for these scores, and D was like, it's nothing big. It's not a big deal.
I don't know, just something about those platies against the plants, and it just looks so good.
You are batting 1,000 when it comes to the fish, as far as I'm concerned. I absolutely love the overall presentation of this. This is something, D. You said she's in the chat now, right?
I don't think so.
I thought you did say she's in there.
Oh.
Well, D, if you're watching, this is a tank minus the sponge filter that I would be thrilled to have in my living room. Sponge filter's not needed. What's it in there for? You got a nice big canister filter. That's a beautiful tank. I absolutely love it. The overall presentation, the whole thing. I can't go 9, but I am going to go 8.5. I love this tank. I love it so much. Yeah. And again, I would be thrilled to have that sitting in my living room. So if it's going to be in my living room, I don't have any tanks in my living room. It's going to be an 8.5 or better. So well done, D. I love it, and I am glad you sent that to us.
Me too. Beautiful.
Now
I love how the plants are like perfect on top. Just perfect.
It's great. I mean, all you got to do is put that much more water in it, though, D. What's it down there?
Well, those roots are probably sucking up a lot of that water too.
That's true. I mean, I wouldn't have the water down a ½ inch. That's just kind of annoying. I would put it all the way up or have it 2 inches down. But I love that tank so much. And like I said, I'd put that in my living room right now, take the sponge filter out, not because it's an aquarium co-op one, but because it's any sponge filter, and I'd fill that water up, and then it would probably be a 9.275 for me. Now, let's go. Well done, D. Let's go to another name. Hopefully is in the chat. Who knows?
I haven't seen them.
This comes to us from Eric Guest.
Oh.
And Eric, I believe, is another one that I had to remove the music. It's a really cool effect if you send in your submission with music, but it's not necessary because we're not going to talk over people's music anyway. So
I really like the vow.
Yeah, they let the vow go a little wild there. I like it too.
That looks very good. It's so perfect with the angels.
Now, this is Red Pastrami in the chat. I did see that name earlier. I don't know if Red Pastrami is still here, but I know I saw that name.
Oh.
Okay, I know. There he is. Yep. Eric Guest. So what we have for the filter, we've got a Penplex Cascade 700, the only canister filter that I refused to review in my canister filter series review series, but I'm not going to ding you for that. Filled it with crushed lava rock. Okay. The heater is unsure of the brand. Yeah, who cares anyway? 300 watt set for 75. It doesn't run much. The room temperature is 72. I'm not coming over, Eric. It's too hot in your house. Light.
You were at Jason's. That was hot.
That was hot.
That was hot.
Jason's house is hot, but he does that because of the fish room downstairs. Jason and Joanna coming up after us, by the way. Mm-hmm. The light, again, unsure of the brand. 4-foot full spectrum LED set to daylight to the day-night cycle. It was $50 on sale at his local fish store, so that makes it a really good light. Okay. He gave me all of his fish, all of his tanks that he has. I don't need that information. The plants, substrate is gravel in bags covered in sand. Very good. Plants are Anubias Nana, Anubias Fraseri, Jungle Val, Amazon Sword, Amazon Frogbit, small Java Fern that never really grew. And there we go. Fertilized with API leaf zone. That's all fine. We don't necessarily need to know all of that, but thank you for that information. The fish are 4 marbled angelfish, locally bred. Well done.
Ooh, nice.
5 platies. Nice. Here we go again. 7 black neons, 7 neon tetras, 6 Julies.
6, close.
I know. That's good. 2 bristlenose plecos, 6 autos, 4 nearite snails. Clap again. And a couple of ghost shrimp.
I love it.
Yes. So.
Wow.
This is another one that's going to get good scores.
Wow.
Not because he's in the chat, but because this is my style. It's a little more involved than Dee's tank. There's more quote unquote aquascape going on here, but I like it, and you're gonna get extra points for letting the Val go.
I love
you
that.
just are. So, I'm a big fan. Where's the Fraseri at? I don't see it. It might be hiding somewhere.
What is this?
The frog bit?
No. This.
The roots that are dangling?
No, that.
Oh, that's that looks like an overflow, but it might have something to do with the Penplex. I don't know.
Okay.
The Penplex, just so everybody knows, I did a series reviewing smaller canister filters. So I did the Fluval 7 series, the Marine Land. I did the Aquion, I think. I did a bunch of them. I bought the Penplex, and I couldn't get it to prime. Like, I know how to do this stuff. I couldn't get it to do it. I even read the instructions because I'm like...
You did?
I did, and it would not work. And so I just dropped it. I didn't do the review of it. I just acted like it didn't exist. But yeah, so not high on my list as far as filters go, but I'm not going to ding you because I don't like the filter. I don't even know if I don't like your filter. There you go. Heaters, everybody should have a CJ contactless or preset heater. But again, I'm not going to ding you for not knowing what your heater is because a lot of people don't. The water's hot, they don't care. The light, so many people don't know what their lights are. And that's funny to me.
I like that light though because it's making the tank look good. That's how I judge the light.
I like the effect that the Frogbit and the Valsinaria has on the light. Mm-hmm. Because if that wasn't up there like that, it would be a lot more intense.
Oh yeah, it would be a lot brighter.
And that's not a bad thing always, but you got a lot of low light plants down below it, all the Anubias.
So they don't really need it anyway.
Yeah, so it's perfect. And
And I love the floating plants in there with the valve.
Absolutely.
I like that style a lot.
The so I don't want to call you Eric. I want to call you Red Pastrami because I think that's hilarious. You did good. Maybe you let the valve go on purpose for that reason. And if that's the case, I would say bravo to you.
So he said there's peace lily hanging in the back. That's what the basket is.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
Oh, then I bet the top of your tank looks really good too.
Okay. Yeah, and this is great. I mean, we don't get to see anything but this one angle, but I'm not mad at you for that. I think that's great. It is hard to rate the equipment though when all we see is no equipment. So we basically just have to go by what you have listed, and two of the things you don't even know what they are. So that makes it hard. Obviously, it's doing a good job. The plants look really good. The water looks really good. The fish look really good. Mm-hmm. So it's doing its job, but we don't really know a whole lot about it. So I'm sorry to do this to you, Red Pastrami, but I'm going to have to just go right down the middle of the road here. I'm going to have to give it a 5 on the equipment. If I knew what everything was, maybe it would be a little higher, but then again, I don't know. It's getting not the best score or a score of exactly average on equipment. It's not a bad thing when your tank looks that good. So don't be upset about it.
Well, okay. I agree 100% with you. Not knowing what it is makes it hard to give a number because you don't know what it is. But I'm going to go by what the tank actually looks like and the health of the fish being active, not like, like they're not happy or anything because they don't have good filtration. I'm going to look at the overall, health of the fish. The plants look really good. And because I don't know what it is, I'm going to say a 7 for equipment.
You see what I did here, right? While she was talking, I amended my score. I didn't feel right giving it a 5. I bumped you up to a 6 from me. So yeah, that was too brutal for you, Eric. I'm sorry about that. 6 and a 7, those are good scores for equipment. They are. The Aquascape, this is another one that, it looks really good. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the fact that there are no fake plants in this one. If there are fake plants, boy, you can't tell. They blend right on in with everything else, but given the way everything looks, none of those are fake. I mean, I still don't see the Fraser eye. Or maybe you bought something as Fraser eye that is not Fraser eye. Fraser eye is really long, almost like the one there, but their stems are also really long. So that just doesn't look like a Fraser eye to me, but you know what? Maybe you got it from a different farm that I buy it from, and who cares? But
and different kinds of, whether he's using fertilizer of some kind or not. It
already
can
said
make
the API,
Oh, yeah.
leaf zone, and the root tabs.
But different kinds of fertilizer or no fertilizer or too much fertilizer can make things look a little different.
They're not going to make the stems shorter, though. I mean, you've seen the Fraser eye. We got 1 million of them in there. They look more like your Nancons. They're really, really big.
That's true.
And that's the closest thing to it, but that just doesn't look like a Fraser eye to me. But it's absolutely beautiful, so who cares? And this tank right here, folks, is an example of what good fertilization for your plants will do.
Do we know what size tank it is?
A 55.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, somebody just put in the chat it's too small. What are you talking about? That's maybe it's an illusion that it's too small. 55-gallon tank set up like this, that's perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. But the Aquascape, this is like, I'm going to tell you what this Aquascape is because it's just like mine. I'm going to strategically put in some rocks and some driftwood, but then I'm going to let the plants do the talking. And it might not look good day one. This one does. But when you set it up, it's like, okay, it looks a little sparse. We need things to fill in. Here's what it looks like when they fill in.
Yeah, I was going to say, this isn't a day one tank.
Oh, no, heck no. This tank has been set up for a while. He's been taking really good care of it. But from an aquascaping standpoint, I like it because that's my style. I don't like it as much as the last one, but I really like it a lot. I'm going with a 7 on that.
For the scape?
Yeah, I just, that's my style. I like that style when it comes to a planted tank.
Okay.
You probably think I'm high, but you
no,
know what?
Okay. I really like this scape. I like it a lot. I love the placement of the rocks. I like where the wood is. I like all the plants. I really like it. And the sand looks really good. The background is black.
Well done.
So I'm going to go with another 8.5.
Holy moly!
No, I really like it because this is a scape. This looks like something like Joanna would do.
It looks really good. And listen, any of y'all that has a problem with our scores, that's fine. Just go watch Dave Portnoy do pizza reviews.
Oh.
When he finds a New Haven style pizza that's got the right amount of cheese and the right bite to the crust and all of that, he's going to rate it super high. Why? Because that's what he prefers. Same thing with us. Something like this, you might think that a 7 and an 8.5 for the score on the aquascape might be a bit high, but that's because that's what we really like. So if you don't like it, well, then that's sad.
Move along.
Fish. 4 marble angels, 5 platies, 7 black neons, 7 neon tetras, 6 Julie corridoras, 2 bristlenose plecos, 6 autos, 4 nerite snails, and even some ghost shrimp, but they're ghosts, so you don't see them.
Oh yeah, they're invisible.
What are we thinking about the fish?
Fish?
You go first.
All right. For me, the fish aren't what goes ooh and ah for me like the platies did, you know? So I can't say a 10, but I like that the number of each are really good. I like that. I'm really happy with that. The fish look happy and healthy. The invisible shrimp look great. The invisible nerites look wonderful. They're doing
Prettiest
a great
I've
job,
ever seen.
and they must all be males. But I'm gonna go with a 9 for the fish.
Oh, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
I think there's room for maybe. No, I'm not going to say more fish, but they're going to grow. Those angels are going to get bigger, and then in like another year, the fish could probably be a 10. I think once they get some more size to them.
Those angels are knockouts. I love them. Whoever, you said you bought them locally bred. When next time you see that breeder, tell them I said, ding, ding, well done.
Very nice.
I'm a sucker for angels, though, particularly the orangey yellow heavy marbleds. I love when it's predominantly that orange yellow color, like 3 of yours are. They're just posing so pretty. I absolutely love them. I do think, as many fish as there are in here, I do think, as far as the small community fish, I think we could stand to have a half a dozen more in there. I think it'd be fun. I do agree some of them are going to get a little bigger. I mean, maybe not. You got to imagine, that's a 4-foot tank. So those platies are even a pretty good size.
I think that this one and that one is a pair because I keep seeing that one try to chase off the other two.
I just love how the one gold one just sits there and he's just like, what's up? I just love it. Yeah, I love those angels. I think that one of the common things you're going to find in these Rate My Tanks, when it comes to tanks that have a lot of community fish in them, you're probably going to hear us say, probably a little more in there would be nice. I think that's just kind of commonplace. That's not really a knock, but you can never have enough community fish in a tank. But I think the fish, I like them a lot too. I'm a sucker for angels, sucker for platies. I can't go 9 though. But I am going to go. I'm going to go 8. I'm going to go 8 on the fish.
Okay.
Listen, these are fish that are right up my alley. So, like it. Overall presentation. You go first.
I really
give your honest opinion. This is why we don't want to do it on the fly, because then we're like questioning ourselves.
My overall opinion for the overall presentation is a 9.5.
Wow,
that is
Thanksgiving.
That is my opinion. Other people may not agree with me, or they might think, wow, why didn't you give that to Zusula? But this is, I don't know.
You give her a 9.
Yeah,
I mean,
but this tank is done so well. I really like that tank.
I like
beautiful.
it too. I can't score it higher than the last one though. The last one was, like I said, I would make the decision like that to put that in my living room.
It was the fish for me.
Yeah.
With that tank.
Yeah, the fish definitely
more
popped.
Than the overall. You know, I think these plants, the way they're done, you know, the way they're scaped, and each placement of the rocks, it really, I like it so much. It just looks so good, and I love the top. You know,
I do too.
I love the valve so much. So yeah.
I'm a big fan of this one, Eric. Red pastrami. I'm a big fan of it. I like it. I would have this in my living room. I don't like it as much as the last one, but I do like it a lot. And the thing, and I'm going to tell you what stands out over the last one compared to yours. This is just it's an objective thing. We all have our preferences. The driftwood is more prominent in the last one. We can put that back up here now. And the driftwood is more prominent, and I do like that. And then the really, really dark substrate, I think, gives it more of an overall kind of a dark feel, which makes those fish pop more. So I really like it. I can't like it as much as the last one.
So what you're saying is you like a tank with a sponge filter in it more than you like a tank without a sponge filter?
No, because I said I would take the sponge filter out. But having said all of that, Eric, I'm still giving you an 8 for an overall presentation. I think you did a good job. I like this tank a lot. I like the variation of all of the fish. There's a lot of different fish in there. I like that a lot. Overall, it's a very nicely done tank. Mm-hmm. It's taken good care of. You might have done a water change and gotten it all spiffy before you took this video. You should have. But even if it doesn't always look like that, I think even if this was like the last day of its maintenance cycle, I think it probably still would look really good. I mean, just because it's so natural. I'm a fan of it. I like it a lot. As we move on to the next segment, which is going to be a segment for you.
Me?
Yeah, we have to go in a different order here because I screwed it all up in the beginning. I will tally up these scores while she does that.
What am I doing?
You're going to do your fish profile.
Oh.
On that super rare fish. So it is time. Now, before we do that, though, very well done. Those were 3 really nice tanks. Okay. Really happy with all 3 of them. And I'm not saying that just because it's Thanksgiving. I think all 3 of you did a really good job. I think Dee probably won that round, but they were all 3 really, really nice. So I probably shouldn't have even said that.
I don't know. I disagree. I think they all did really well.
I'm not saying they didn't. They all did very well. Stop putting words in my mouth,
I'm
woman.
putting all the words in your mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to do the fish profile.
Oh.
You got to run.
You got to run. It's cooler over here. Goodness.
Oh, well,
It
lucky.
is hot. I'm like turning all red. Anyway, the fish profile for this evening is not going to be a fish. It's actually going to be a snail. And I chose ram's horn snails to talk about. I don't even know where to begin because I have so many ram's horn snails, but I will tell you a little story. I got my first ram's horn snails mailed to me probably 3 years ago, and my friend Lefty had sent them to me. I had said, I don't have any ram's horn snails. I'd love to have ram's horn snails. I went to Primetime Aquatics house, and they had a tank overrun with ram's horn snails, and it made me just absolutely fall in love with them. So he sent me, I think he sent me like 10 or 12, but only half of them made it. And I stuck them in a tank with, it was the 15-gallon cube tank with King George in it. That was my King Beta. And they reproduced, but as they reproduced, he ate some of them. They were like a snack, like a delicacy for him. And so he ended up passing, unfortunately, but I didn't put anything else in that tank, and those snails just like went nuts and just completely took over that 15-gallon. And we moved here, and I brought it, and that's when I decided, well, I'm going to put them in another tank. And what I found about ram's horn snails is that you don't really have to do anything, and they just reproduce. It didn't matter if my water was perfect. It didn't matter what kind of filtration I used. It didn't matter if it had a heater in it. And I know that there are, like, people that would say, or articles you would read that would say, oh, the temperature should be like 65 to 80. Well, I've had them outside in a stock tank that I had goldfish in. The goldfish didn't eat them, and they reproduced, and I didn't bring them in over the winter. And it had gotten down to a few nights, it was in the 20s, but I would say average, it would be like the 30s here in the winter, and they survived. So I think I feel like temperature matters for them if you want to maybe breed them, if you're into that, like me, or just making sure they live their entire lifespan, which is usually around a year. But I would say go ahead and do the right thing and keep them between like 65 and 80. As far as tank mates go, I have had very good luck with a lot of tank mates. The only thing I have found that has really ate them would be a beta. If they decided they wanted to have a snack, they will go after them and eat some of them, and that's not a problem if you just have so many puffers. But pea puffers and stuff, yeah, they'll eat them. I have had a tank with an overabundance of ram's horn snails, and I stuck some pea puffers in there, hoping that it would, take care of the problem, because I really didn't want, the snails in that tank. And I just didn't want them in that tank. And I would say they ate a good majority of them, but they ended up not, I don't know, the pea puffers got a little aggressive and kind of killed each other off too. So I'm not a really good pea puffer keeper either. So the snails, they just kept reproducing in that tank. I didn't lose like all of them, and they did fine too. And I will say our pH here is a little bit higher. It's not low, so it's probably around, I think the last time I looked, it was like 7.5, 7.6, something like that. So they do like a little bit higher of a pH versus a lower pH. And as far as food goes, they'll eat anything. But if you want their shells to really be healthy, you want your snail to be like live a long time, and maybe you want to breed a certain ram's horn snail, like the pink ones like I do, or the blue ones, then, and you want them to live longer, then you're going to want to feed them something with calcium. And I feed mine the Cats Aquatics calcium and nutrition. I feed this more than anything, And then also the 3-in-1, which just has like everything. It has the calcium, nutrition, immunity, and protein in it, which is really good. But I also feed the extreme shrimpy, and these are just things that I feed them. Like if they're in a tank with fish, I feed it to them like every other day just to make sure they have that extra calcium that they need. But they're going to eat the flakes and they're going to eat the pellets that you throw in there with your fish. I do want to give you a couple examples of how big they can get. These are some of my breeder snails. This is a pink ram's horn. Where it is. Can you see? I don't know if you zoom in. Like, she's old. I've had her for like quite a while. But she's probably the size of like a nickel, and she's not for sale. I have now the ones that I would sell would be smaller. Oh, this isn't easy. They would be smaller. I don't want to drop it. And
I can get the camera to focus for you.
It's focusing on my face. Like it, you see?
There we go.
All right. So that's going to be the average size pink one that I would sell. And they're really, really pink. And then this is, no, that's a pink one. I know. Here's another blue one. I would say these are more like adult though. These are not babies. Let me see. I just don't want to put them on, I don't want to put them on the table. Can you see it? I'm scared it's going to fall.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, anyways, they get really big if you take good care of them. And yeah, so as far as like the benefits of having them, they help to clean up the tank. You know, they really do help as far as like if you have plants in your tank that maybe some of the leaves died off, they're going to munch on that, and they love detritus. I can tell you this, they've been in a tank with a bunch of Oscars and they don't eat them. So I don't know if John's Oscars are just really weird, but yeah. So ram's horns are super, super simple. And if you are somebody that wants ram's horn snails and you're like, you know, I just want them for this one tank, I'm going to order some. Don't get the 24 pack. Don't order 12 of them. Just order like a 6-pack. Because those things are going to reproduce. And if you want to just only have like pink ones or just blue ones, just get like 2. Get 2 pinks, get 2 blues. And especially if you want to like spread them out throughout other tanks and stuff, maybe you do want them in a bunch of other tanks, you don't need a lot to get more. I guess that's my point. And yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about ram's horn snails, except they are probably the most easiest snail that you can breed and have and not kill.
All right. Well, we're going to get into I love the comment section, but we got some super chats to read before then. So I'll play the transition. You can run back over here.
Oh, I thought you were. Show them this.
All right. Normally we would be doing this a different way, but this is a long email. Not email, long comment.
Can I answer a question really quick?
Sure.
I just saw it. It's Matt Knowlton asks, Lisa, do you breed trapdoor snails? Yes, I do. I actually do. I have a bunch of trapdoor snails. and I breed them as well.
Those are the ones with the little green on it, right? On the cone?
They can get that color on them.
Okay. I love the comment section. Wink, wink. But it's not always bad comments. And I'm not going to do a I love the comments segment. What?
Nightbot. Who is Nightbot?
Oh, that is... oh, wait a second. Yeah, hold on. That's what I'm using for the giveaways. I don't know why it did that to Joanna.
It did it to somebody else earlier because they used uppercase letters too.
I apologize about that, folks. If that's happening to anyone, I did not realize that there were any. I didn't realize there were stuff like that. That's what I want to use for the giveaways, to do the live random selection. I didn't realize that was going to happen. I'm sorry. Joanna never says anything controversial. Why would that happen?
She put a turkey emoji in.
That's adorable. I mean, come on, Nightbot.
Ban
Ridiculous.
her. A turkey emoji.
Apparently.
Unacceptable.
Anyway. The comment section is full of mean comments. It's full of happy comments. It's full of praise. I'm not gonna come on here and do an I love the comment segment. That's like, we love your channel. You know, I mean, we get a lot of that, and that's amazing. Thank you. But that's not what this is about. What this is about. This is about comments that I see or that she sees that stand out. Next week's is gonna be a doozy, but we couldn't do it on Thanksgiving because it's gonna be a rather controversial one. But this one, I think that there's a lesson learned in this one. I haven't read it since I chose to put it in this segment. So here goes. This is from Sharon Kazorowski. I'm not going to put it up on the screen because it's too long anyway. Decades ago, in an unscrupulous fish store, Decades ago, an unscrupulous fish store owner sold me a baby Jack Dempsey as a community fish. After he ate everything else in the tank, I named him Jack the Ripper. I was very upset, but kept him as the sole fish. He was very smart and bossy. If I didn't feed him at the exact time every day, he would spit water at me.
Oh.
Now, I just realized I've done a really stupid thing here, because my reason for selecting this comment actually doesn't exist.
I was wondering.
But I'm going to take it a different place, because I should read over these and have a plan before I do this. But the way I read that was a fish store employee. It doesn't occur to me until right now that she said a fish store owner. And that's even worse. But here's the thing. We look at fish stores as a no-nonsense, like it is, you're almost guaranteed you're going to get good information when you go to the fish store, because the owners have to know what they're talking about. Otherwise, they wouldn't own a fish store, right? Obviously, as Sharon points out here, that's not always true. I mean, I haven't met any fish store owners that would tell somebody a Jack Dempsey's perfectly fine going into a community tank. But I guess they're out there. I mean, can you imagine Mark telling somebody that? This wouldn't happen. But the way I read this comment was that it was a fish store employee. And so my whole idea to talk about was, even when we're talking about fish store employees, you're going to know right off the bat whether the employee is somebody who cares an awful lot about aquariums, or they're working there because they had to get a job because their mom and dad told them they had to. Because as we know, especially when you get into the bigger stores, a lot of the people that are employees, not owners, are young people. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Mark has a whole staff of young people, and he's got some more mature staff like my age, Greg, and oh my God, I'm sorry. Don't do this live on YouTube. But he's got some senior employees, but
they're not senior.
Well, they're my age, which means they're senior.
They're not senior.
But you know what I'm saying. The majority of people that you're going to run into at fish stores are young people. The employees at fish stores are going to be young people. And if it's somebody that got that job because they had to, because their mom and dad are making them pay their cell phone bill or whatever, then they're only going to go by what they've heard. They don't care necessarily about their job. They're just repeating like a robot things that they've heard from other people. If they heard bad information from this person that got passed on to them, and they're going to pass it on to somebody else. They think they're telling you the right thing, but they're not necessarily telling you the right thing. And that's something that happens. I have certainly seen, not at Aquariums Unlimited, because no way, but I've certainly been in fish stores before, particularly big box stores, where I have heard the staff telling people things and I've just been like,
yeah, I have too.
All right, so that's what we're teaching people these days, huh? I mean, it happens. And, I am not one of those people that's going to step in and say, excuse me, that is not right. I'm not going to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to leave and I'm just going to be like, can you believe what that person said? It's not my business.
The only person it hurts is the person that's listening to what they're saying. So it's almost like somebody needs to step in and correct somebody.
And the fish store owner. I think that when we owned a fish store and we were hoping to hire employees, our fantasy was that everybody that we were going to hire was going to be, they were going to be those ones that they've been keeping fish their whole life since they were 4 years old. All they've ever wanted to do is work at a fish store. Like, that's what we were hoping to get. But the odds of something like that happening are slim to none. So,
we almost had it.
With Chase?
Yeah. He's so cute.
He would have been absolutely perfect.
Well, he was a fish keeper's son who grew up taking care of fish and had fish tanks in his room and knew.
And now he still does, and his dad doesn't.
It's so crazy. He is such a good fish keeper. That's
who you hope for. And our favorite fish store, I'm not going to keep saying the name because Mark's gotten enough free advertising today. They have a bunch of people like that they really do care about, and they get excited about the fish that are in the store. And they're like, every single time I walk into that store, what is that one girl's name? I feel terrible. The one. You don't know her name either, so I don't feel as bad.
I do, but you're putting me on the spot and I forgot.
I walk in and she's like, you need to come here and you need to see this.
Oh, yeah.
Show me a fish that they just got in. She's so excited about it.
She's the best.
I mean, that's what we hope for. But this hobby is something that is so dependent on experience. And the people that you're getting information from, even us, we're sharing with you our experiences. I'm getting ready to do a very short product spotlight. And I'm just going to give you my honest opinion about a product that we've been using, not because I scientifically know that this is the best it's because I've used it and it's really good. That's my experience. You might use that product and you might think it's terrible. I find that hard to believe, but it's possible. The bottom line is we know what we know because of what we've experienced. And if you have somebody in a fish store that their only experience is what they've heard from other people, that's trouble. The problem is, the biggest problem, and this even applies to Sharon's comment, it could even be the owner. The owner might have been somebody that had 50 grand in his pocket and it wasn't enough, but he wanted to start a business and he was like, you know what this town's missing? A fish tank. I used to have, an aquarium store. I used to have a fish tank when I was a kid. That's easy. All you do is fill it up with water and, put blue gravel in there and you're good to go. You don't know. And it's not like you can go into these stores and ask for their resume before you get your advice from them. This is a clear-cut example of not buying fish on impulse, especially if you don't know anything about it. I'm not saying Sharon made a mistake here. She went with the information that she was given. She was given wrong information. But unless you go into the store looking for a Jack Dempsey because you've done your research and you know that it's going to be compatible with your tank, blah, 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 don't be in a store see a fish that you've never seen before and you don't know anything about and take the word of that owner. Now, I would take Mark's word.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fish stores that I've been to for years, and Rama, I would take his word for it.
Oh, yeah,
you know, there's a lot of people that I would listen to without a doubt. The guy with the big hair at House of Tropicals, I don't know his name, I don't care. Anything that guy says, he's in a couple of our videos in the background. I would listen to that guy because he's given me really good information in the past. But if you're learning about something that you don't know anything about, don't do it. You might be giving yourself a heartache like Sharon did, but it turns out she got a pretty nice fish out of the deal, and she's happy now, so that's good. Or I don't know. She kept talking about it in the past tense, the Jack Dempsey. She said decades ago, so I think the Jack Dempsey's probably no longer with us, which is a shame, but it is what it is. I still don't have a transition for this. Don't yell at me, but it's time now for me to tell you about a product that we've both used recently and we both like. At least I think you said you have had really good success with. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You definitely did.
My fluorescence.
But I don't have a transition for it. So you're just getting the coming soon transition. Ooh. Okay. Daggone it. It's the only bag we have too, isn't it?
What? I used a whole bag already.
No, this one has a little bit more in it. So listen, you may recall recently, what was it, a month ago? We went down to South Carolina and we visited with Ron Cichlid. It was an amazing trip. Hunter is amazing. Ron is amazing. It's just an amazing place. Look how crazy they're going. You know what? You want to know why they're going crazy? It's because we have been feeding them this for the last few weeks. Ron, when we were there, he was like, I want to send you home with some of my food. I don't care if you ever talk about it. Just give it a try and tell me what you think. Give me your feedback. And he didn't send it home with us. He forgot. We forgot. And I'm not that guy that's going to be like, hey, remember you said you were going to give me that stuff for free? I'm not that guy. So when I got home, he was like, hey, forgot to send you that food. It's on its way. So he sent me this bag. If that tells you how I feel about that food, what more needs to be said? This one we have just opened up and we have just started feeding. And it's the one thing that's unfortunate about this one. No, I'm telling you wrong. There's something that I like about this food, and I'm really going to struggle to be able to show this to you. And don't worry, we'll get into the ingredients and all that as we go. Or will we? There's something about this food that is a standout to me. I've never seen any other brands do this. If there are other brands, let me know. I can certainly be wrong. Maybe I just haven't used them. I don't know. But what Ron does, I'm going to try to show you this. I don't even know how I'm going to do it.
Oh, that looks good. Kind of.
There, it's all falling out of my hand now.
Oh, you need to back up.
There is, I'm trying to get it to focus.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
What you have in this bag is multiple different sizes of pellets. There's little sticks. There's all different kinds of stuff in here. And I don't know if you have any finicky fish. I'm sorry, I'm so close to the camera. It's because I'm trying to get this food back in the bag and half of it went on the floor. Sometimes you have fish that like little pokey sticks, and some of them like big balls, and some of them like little pellets, and they have different appetites. Or they have different preferences. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This gives them all that. And this is not us mixing several bags. This is how it came from Ron Cichlid. Now, this one is big boy. And what I'll tell you, the empty bag, what I'll tell you is all of the pellets in this bag that's empty were about twice the size of this pellet. They were much larger pellets. The fine print is really small, and so I don't have my reading glasses on. I can't read it. But they devoured it. And I got to put a lot of food in there because there's a lot of fish in there, and they're really big. They absolutely went nuts for it. Is this the same one that you fed to the flavescents?
Yes.
Lisa also fed that food to the flavescents. They have, we're not making up a story here. We're telling you the truth. They have bred more since we got that, since we started feeding them that.
Well, no.
And they've also turned their nose up.
We have a holding female, and the juvenile males are all coloring up now instead of just having one.
It is miraculous what's happened in there. I'm going to tell you the reason why we wanted to feed this food to our fish and why it was appealing to us. The reason why Ron has this food is because it's what he feeds his fish at the farm. He's been doing this for a long time, breeding these cichlids. We don't have any fish from him yet, but when we do get fish from him, they will have been raised on this food because that's what he feeds his farm. He puts this formula together. He got it manufactured for him, for his farm. It's the same story as Extreme. You see Extreme up here. They're the same thing. They created that food for their farm. All of their customers were like, what is that food? I need that. They started offering it to the public, and Extreme Fish Foods was born. I think Ron did a good thing when he did this because his fish, we saw them at his farm. They were unbelievable. If you haven't seen the video that we did there, his fish are unbelievable. His son is unbelievable. The facility that they have is incredible, and their fish all look amazing. So you ask, well, what are the ingredients? I don't know. I don't know what they are. Ask me the next question. Do you care? No, I don't. I don't care. Because what I care about is, will the fish eat it, and do they do really well on it? Obviously, Ron's fish are doing really well on it. Obviously, mine are doing well on it. Look at them, the bastards. They're just starving to death. They're going to get Extreme tonight because this is empty. We go back and forth with them, with the Extreme. And why do you keep looking at me?
Oh, I was just looking.
With the Extreme and the North Fin. And there's another food that if you look real close, you see containers of back there that we have thrown in there, and has also been something that we'll talk to you about in the future. It's a food that is got a very unique characteristic to it that I've never seen in any other food, which is really exciting. But I don't care what's in the food. If the fish are thriving, if they're doing extremely well, the ingredients don't matter to me. And so I didn't ask Ron when he offered to send me this food, what's in it? What's the main ingredient? What is the ash content? What is all that? I didn't ask him all of that because I'm not an ingredient snob. Do my fish eat it? Are they doing really well? That's all I need to know. I do not sell this product. We could, we may, but as of right now, we're not. If you need it, roncichlids.com. He also sells to a lot of fish stores. So your local fish store might have it. Check with them. But if you can't get it there, go to Ron's website and order it. Use that KG10 code. You get 10% off. I don't know if he's doing any Black Friday stuff. It's not an affiliate code. We don't make anything off of that. It's worth it. It's a great food. The fish love it. And oh, by the way, where is it? You can't really tell. There's 2 more bags of Ron Cichlids food right there. That's for the Mbunas. I've been giving that to them too, and they absolutely love it. So yeah, win-win. I'm a fan, and I got to be honest, I'm contemplating picking it up. So we'll have to see. We'll see what Lisa says because she's the boss and she handles the money. So push coming soon, I guess. We got to move on to the giveaway, and this I'm a little bit nervous about.
Oh.
Because I want
to do this one first.
Joey said, "Who is Ron and how do I get his big balls for my fish?" Shut up, Joey. You distract me. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. So we're going to do the north fin first?
I want to do the north fin first.
So here's the rules.
And I do know the ingredients to this. They have really good ingredients.
That's right. The ingredients are really good.
Very healthy.
We went to Cracker Barrel back in 2010, and our son was with us, which would have put him at like 14.
No.
And he ordered a...
He was 17.
Oh, that makes it so much worse. And the waitress...
2014?
No, 2010.
It wasn't 2010. Because it's when we were going to get the fish tanks.
That was 2012.
2012.
Which was 14 years ago. So he was 12 years ago. So he was 15.
No. He's getting ready to turn
16. Yeah, okay. He was a teenager.
He was 17, 18.
And he ordered a burger, and the waitress said, "How would you like that cook?" And he said, "Good." How are the ingredients in North Fin? Good. Whole Antarctic krill is their primary protein source. Also, the primary protein source in Ron Cichlid's, by the way.
And I'm telling you, their fry starter is what makes my guppies just thrive.
Okay.
And the yellow labs absolutely love.
So apparently remember that kid, the Nightbot has been scolding people in the chat. I apologize about that. That was not my intention. I will get that fixed for the next stream. But the reason why I got Nightbot was to be able to do these giveaways. And the only rule that we have is that you have to be here. And it does require that you have been active within the last 15 minutes. What does active mean? You've either clicked the like button, thank you very much, or you have put in a comment in the last 15 minutes. I'm going to see, I set this up like an hour ago.
I see so many people with their names crossed off, and it's because
they're not active. They might be in the chat, but they're not active. So listen, all you got to do is comment 1, 2, 3, 9, Joey's balls, whatever you want to put in there. Yeah, that would be weird, but Joey's a weird guy, so what do you want to do? But so yeah, see, he says Regina Phalanges.
It's so cool that you can see who's actually in here, and they're just not saying nothing.
That's true. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here. I don't need... Oh, come on. All right. Maybe I can't do that. Oh, boy. I don't know how to do it now. Zoom in on screen using scroll gesture. That's not... Okay. All right, so here's the deal. I don't know how to use this thing. I was planning on using another app. It turns out it does not have the capability of doing the giveaways for live streams. So what's going to happen here is you're just going to have to trust us. That's what it's going to be. I am going to use a random picker here that chooses a winner based on the people who are currently active in the chat. If these people are in the United States, sorry, Joey, automatic disqualification for you. If you're in the United States and you have commented within the last 15 minutes or clicked the like button or whatever, I mean, I suppose the dislike button works too. I don't know. That's kind of a dick move, but if you do that, that's fine.
Oh, shoot.
So I'm just gonna pick a winner here. I'm gonna see how this thing works. It is, here we go. Mike Reardon.
It says following status unknown.
I don't know where you are, Mike Reardon, but if you're in here, you got about 30 seconds. And then we're going to move on and we're going to pick somebody else. It needs to be a little bit more than 30 seconds because there is a bit of a delay. So be looking for that. This is the rough part about it because now we got to be looking for him.
Jennifer Anderson said, how does Joey's wife feel about him being ballless?
Interesting. The conversations that is happening in here. Mike Reardon, it has been 40, there he is. Woot! All right, Mike, email me, kgtropicals@gmail.com.
And tell us the 3 fish foods you want from Northfin. And thank you, Northfin, for donating these fish foods to our giveaway.
Indeed. What you'll have to do, Mike, unless you're already a connoisseur of Northfin, and you already know what you want, if you don't know what you want, go to our site, browse the Northfin section, pick out what you want, and then email her or email me, and we will work it out. Now we got to do the big one.
The big one.
This is the big one. And again,
you should write his name down.
Yeah, Mike Reardon.
I'm using a blue pen to write on blue.
We can put it on here.
Oh, okay.
Put it right here.
That's not, oh yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry. Okay, this is a big one because we're giving away a product that we don't even have.
Nope.
And I'm not going to be real with you. I'm not going to hold back. It pisses me off.
Oh, he's mad.
I'm so mad because I want this so badly. It is the brand new Cichlid Ultra Zero. I believe it is the Ultra Zero 9000.
9000.
It is, the hose on it is that big. Don't get excited, Joey. The hose on it is that big around. It is gargantuan and it moves so much water. What would you use this for? For me, it's simple. You put it in the tank and you drain that water out super quick.
And they're so good for like if your basement floods. It's happened.
There you go.
It's happened.
Yeah, when you have this one in the house, it happens pretty regularly.
No, I'm talking about when there was a storm and the basement started to flood
true.
and we had to use the Ultra Zero.
We used the regular Ultra Zero for that and it did just as good a
Yeah.
job. This new 9000 would have just sucked it right on out of there and it would have been nothing.
Oh.
Super fast. It's huge. And
She said.
Atta girl. The thing that this one does that the regular Ultra Zero does not do is it has a valve in it that shuts it off when it stops sucking in water. The Ultra Zero, the regular one, will just keep on running and running and running like a dry pump would. Whereas this one will cut itself off when the water stops running. So it has a directional nozzle on it. It's awesome. I want one so bad. Cichlid, how dare you?
Hey, you want me to comment so that
maybe we will. That's a great idea. Wouldn't that be something if we won? We'd have something to be thankful for. So.
Just kidding. I'm not going to keep it.
So, again, same rules apply as long as you're in the United States and you are not Joey Mullen. He's not in the United States anyway. The level of trolling me is over 9,000. As long as you live in the United States and you are here to say, yeah, that's me, you will be the winner of this. CJ is going to ship it directly to you. Yes. We have nothing. All we do is tell them the name and the information, and they send it right over to you. So I'm going to click choose a winner right now. Shark Fin Adventures. And again, all of you are just going to have to trust us.
Oh, look, it did it.
Oh, wow.
Nightbot says who it is.
See, there you go. That's awesome. I love that. Good job, Nightbot. Instead of giving people a hard time in there, you're doing the right thing. I love that. So, Shark Fin Adventures, we need to know that you're here. There you are. OMG, look at you. You are all excited. Email me at kgtropicals@gmail.com. It is us. It is our email address, but I handle all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So email me. We will get that sent out to you. Do we have another one?
Do you want to do another one?
Did you have one for the...
We should do one. I know what. You know what we should do? I think we should do one for the website.
What do you want to do?
I want to do a $50 gift card to the website.
Ooh, this lady is feeling generous today. All right. We don't need to mess around. I'm going to pick a winner again. Dartbot is going to tell you... Dartbot? I have an app. I play darts, and it's called Dartbot. Nightbot is going to tell you who this winner is. Richard Cazares.
Cazares. Mm-hmm.
You win
Oh,
a $50 gift card.
Look.
Hopefully you went. That's beautiful. I love that.
I love
Nightbot's doing the thing. I love that. So we need to get an email from y'all, kgtropicals@gmail.com, and the gift card is simple. We'll just send it right over to you. So it's all done it's all done digitally. Now we got it.
I think
we don't have true or false.
No,
we don't have a true or false
I think
button.
you need to address the super chats and the memberships.
Yes, I have avoided that, haven't I? Shame on me.
Yeah, and now this is, yeah.
What? Well, Matthew Plowden. Sitting here realizing I'm being a glutton again on Thanksgiving, hoping you guys had a blessed Thanksgiving. God bless.
Thank you.
We certainly did. We had a great Thanksgiving, just the two of us. And this night's just getting started. Dennis.
What is that supposed to mean?
Wait for her face. Dennis gifted 10 memberships.
Oh, wow.
How
Thank you,
about
Dennis.
that? Thank you, Dennis. Adele Nagar. I believe that's how we pronounce it. Gifted 5 memberships.
Thank you.
You
very
know,
much.
you know,
Thank
Adele.
you.
That's a tricky. You know what I'm saying? That's a tricky name to say.
Thank you.
Flatbed Aquatics became a member. Look at all these new memberships.
Welcome.
And looky there, the Tank Talk podcast gifted 10
Thank you,
memberships.
Tank Talk Podcast.
I feel like I've heard of that before. The podcast.
That is my favorite podcast in the universe. I listen to it every Monday.
I know what that's my podcast. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. Tank Talk podcast is mine, and she's not telling you a lie. She's telling you the truth. She listens to it every Monday. How do I know? Because she's in the next room packing snails, and I hear myself over there, and it's fun. And then she comes in, and she gives me a rundown and a report of how she feels
I do.
about the podcast.
I'll be like,
and it's amazing.
oh my God, Jason said that he had to take a test. He's taking a class, and he had to take a test, he had an assignment, and he didn't.
And he did it wrong.
And he didn't follow the directions. And I just thought it was the funniest thing because he's a professor, and he should know better because that's what he tells his students is follow the directions. So
that is hilarious.
It was hilarious.
I remember that episode well. Flatbed Aquatics gifted 5 memberships.
Oh.
Bleach X came in and gifted 10 memberships. Listen,
you guys are awesome. Thank you.
The gifted memberships thing is so much better than super chats. We, just being real with you, we make the same money as we would like a $10 or a 10 gifted memberships is $50. We get the same cut of that as we would if you gave a $50 super chat. So it's really cool, but everybody gets to benefit from it.
Because whoever gets the gifted membership gets to get 5% off our website. And,
You're paying it forward. That is a beautiful thing. Thank you,
It's
Flatbed.
more than just for us. It's for other people. So that's what makes it so cool.
Now, true or false, not going to play a fancy transition because we don't have one for it yet. I got to get on that. Remind me of that. Plecos eat poop off the bottom of the aquarium. Eat fish poop. 24% voted true. 76 false. My account and her account both also voted false. It's not voted, it's submitted false. Because
How do you know?
All right.
I may have.
Because I taught you everything you know.
True.
Unless it comes to betas and snails. And
Okay.
King of DIY with 20. Look at this guy. Are you kidding me? Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that. After all those things I said about your balls and all that kind of stuff, that's very thoughtful of you. Thank you, my friend. Again, Joey, paying it forward. Joey from Canada just got all these people a 5% discount on our website on top of the sales that we're already doing. Are you kidding me?
It's not even Thanksgiving for him.
It's beautiful. Joey, do y'all eat? Is there a turkey day up there? Do you have a Thanksgiving up in Canada?
I think they have a certain Thanksgiving. I thought.
Yeah, I haven't really talked with Joey about Canadian history. But listen, If you have a pleco that has picked up poop into its mouth, it's because it didn't realize that it wasn't food.
True.
And I've seen it happen before. I've seen them pick it up and then immediately spit it out, as you would a piece of poop. Folks, plecos don't eat poop. They don't. I don't know of any fish that do. I mean, I've had so many emails, people asking me, what fish will eat poop? And it's like, you will. You're the fish. Just don't eat it. Suck it up and put it into a bucket and throw it outside. This guy right here is not interested in eating fish poop. He's just not.
They're not dogs that go and eat
cat poop.
Cat poop out of a kitty litter. You know, that's disgusting.
I don't understand it.
And a Plecos spits out fish poop? So who's the dog of the fish tank?
Snails.
Snails don't eat poop.
Shrimp.
Shrimp don't eat poop.
Listen, nothing eats poop out of your tank.
The Ultra Zero eats poop out of your tank.
That's right. Absolutely. If you're wondering, are we going to pick up that Ultra Zero 9000? I don't know. It's kind of expensive. It's tough, but worth it. We're going to pick it up for us.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if we're going to sell it because we'd have to take out a mortgage just to go buy some. But no offense to Cichlid, they're amazing. But it's kind of an expensive thing for us to get. Bahama Llama Corals, I know him. We've had a conversation at Aquashella.
Oh,
Do you remember having that conversation with me? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, my friend.
Thanksgiving.
Bleach again came in with the 10 gifted memberships. That makes 20. He had to match Joey is what it is.
Thank you. That is so awesome. We got like all the members tonight.
All the members. Everybody.
And don't forget, you get 5% off the website on top of our Black Friday sale.
But it's not an automatic thing. You have to go to the community section on our channel and find that code. It's in a post that was put up on the 1st of the month. I think it was on the 1st of the month because we just started this a few weeks ago. If you can't find it, another one's going to come out in 2 days on the 1st of December at midnight. It's already scheduled to come out for you. You'll enter that code into the discount box at checkout and get 5% off. If you're somebody who is a recipient of a gifted membership, you'll have access to that for the entire month because that's how long the memberships are. When your month expires, YouTube is going to ask you if you want to continue with it. We'd love to see you stay. That is completely up to you. But if you want to continue to get that 5% and when we do put out bonus videos and all that kind of stuff, you get access to all that stuff. So thank you to Bleach, Joey, King of DIY, Flatbed, Tank Talk Podcast, Flatbed again became a member, Adele, Dennis, so many people gifting memberships. Brent Russell, before the stream even started, did I even say that name? I hope I did. I hope I didn't miss that.
Yes.
All right, listen. We got 7 minutes left.
Oh,
let's do a quick John's World.
No, I got to show something. Okay. I came in yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I came in yesterday and I was like, oh no. There was this
Giant.
This poor little snail. It was on the floor.
Little
and
guy.
it was dry. He's not little. He's a big mystery snail.
You just said little guy.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, he was on the floor, all dried up. And I was like, oh, crap. Well, whenever I find a snail on the floor, I don't just assume it's dead because it may not be. And I don't know where he came from. Like the tank, it could have been from this tank over here, or it could have been from a tank in there. All I know is it was far away from one of the tanks it could have been in. So I automatically thought, Carl.
Of course.
The snail got out and Carl just batted it, across the room.
Everything's Carl's fault.
It is. But I put him in here and he is alive. And when I came in today, he was going up the side of this little container. So right now he's just kind of chilling because I had taken him out of the water to show him. But yeah, he's alive.
He's alive now.
So just, if you ever find a snail on the floor, give it a chance. Just stick it in some water from your fish tank and put it aside
Don't give up right away.
Don't give up right away.
Very quick John's World. Folks, no spoilers, I promise, because I want my wife to watch this show anyway. Watch The Penguin. I don't care if you're not a Batman fan. I don't care if you're not a fan of superhero stuff. There's not a superhero to be found in this show. I just said no spoilers, but you kind of knew that anyway, right? This is set in the Batman universe, but it is not a Batman show. It is about the Penguin. Everything about this show, except for what happened at the very end, if you watched, you know. I loved every single second of this show. I'm a Superman guy. I love Batman too, but I'm going to take Superman first. I'm going to take The Flash after that. I'm probably going to take Captain America after that. I got a list before I get down to Batman. So it's not because it's a Batman show. It's because, first of all, Colin Farrell is brilliant. You wouldn't even know that's him. He's a good-looking man. In that makeup, crazy. Everybody in that show is fantastic. The story is fantastic. I loved every second except for the last 5 minutes. But you'll figure it out when you watch it. You may not hate it. I've talked to people that said they loved what happened at the end. Those people are savages. Anyway, watch it. Watch The Penguin. Jason and Joanna are getting ready to start. If you haven't seen The Penguin, if you don't have HBO Max, it's worth the subscription just to watch that show. Do it. All right, we can cut that transition off fast because Nathan Benningfield with a $10 super chat. Lisa's just gorgeous. That's all.
Thank you.
Aren't I a lucky guy? Look at me and then look at her. This is one of those scenarios where when we're walking through a store, people look at me like,
No.
how did he end up with her?
No. Shut up.
Crazy. I get that look all the time. Dudes look at me and they're like, hey, well done.
Quit it.
Good job, my friend. Listen, this has been a lot of fun. We didn't get to the fish tank tomfoolery. I will save that for next week. It's going to be fun. We do have I love the comment section next week that's going to start a battle. And it is what it is. It's going to be the continuation of a battle, actually.
We'll see.
It's involving this one. Not me. I got nothing to do with it. Shocker enough. But that one is going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. So we're going to do giveaways every single week. I'm going to get this Nightbot thing figured out so that it stops erasing people in the chat and stuff like that. I don't like that of it. Or that part of it, but I do like the fact that the giveaways work. That's
and
amazing.
I like that it comes up and it says the person's name, so it doesn't look like we just chose anybody, you know?
Yep, that kind of, I don't want people thinking that, like, oh, they're playing favorites, because what if it did pick Joey, you know? We wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. I mean, I guess we could have sent something to Joey.
Or Zen, I mean.
Yeah. If Zen wins.
I have to say something.
Say it.
I have a special thank you to shout out to somebody tonight. And I need to say thank you to Joe Provenzano because he donated a whole bunch of cat stuff through my Amazon wish list and sent it. And it was a lot of food and kitty litter and stuff. And I just really, really appreciate it. So thank you, Joe. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Joe also cleared out our inventory of AquaClears a couple weeks ago. And he loves those, but he has bad things to say about the title. So thank you, but also shame on you at the same time. But no, we love Joe. And yeah, she's been getting spoiled lately. The cats have been getting spoiled. And Curtis Crump, Joe,
yes,
Jerry Goebel, And listen, the Rate My Tank thing, we're going to be doing that. We got so many submissions. We wanted to have fun with it tonight because it's Thanksgiving. We're not going to be doing Rate My 3 or 4 of them every week, but I could because there's been so many that have been sent in to us.
I think it's fun, and everybody has I mean, from what I've seen, they have really pretty tanks. So don't be ashamed or scared to send your tank in, you know. And if you don't want your name mentioned, just say you don't want your name mentioned. There's nothing wrong with that.
You can do that, and I will honor that. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. Before we run, Mel Boogie gave a $2 super chat, said, it's because you know all the fish facts.
Thank you.
Well, we try. Thank you.
We try.
We do our best, but it's all based on experience, not necessarily facts, except for she's a beautiful woman. That's a fact.
Anyway,
I'm thankful. You damn right I am.
You're silly.
Listen, you don't have to do anything. Don't even click a button. Just stay there. Don't move, because we are going to send you right now over to Primetime Aquatics. What?
I want to say thank you to, you know, the mods and everything for, you know, being here, helping out, putting up with stuff in the chat. And thank you, Nightbot, for really doing a great job, you know, timing out our subscribers. Way to go, Nightbot.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to especially thank Northfin and Ciche for donating for our giveaway. We really appreciate that. You guys are amazing and awesome companies, and I love your products, and I can't say anything more because it sounds like I'm kissing somebody's butt. It's just a fact, though, to me. I think they're wonderful products.
Hashtag for Jason and Joanna. I was going to say Joey's balls, but that's not. Jason and Joanna are too nice and straight-laced for that. You know, we can't do that.
I got one. What about hashtag Karen?
Little preview of next week, I guess. Yep, there you go. Hashtag Karen, don't do a thing. As soon as I click finish here, you're going right over to them, and you'll have a lot of fun with them. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will see you next week.